Good morning, good morning. I got a fucking zit on my eyebrows bothering the fuck out of me. Now you guys are gonna notice it, so let me just... Okay, much better. Anyway, I'm about to go take a shower, but today, my shower's gonna look a little different. No, I'm getting my spray tan redone tomorrow, so today, scrub it off. So, you guys are probably like, tan? What? You? No. But this is all fake, and it's all coming off. So I will look different-ish, kind of, barely. I get like the lightest spray tan possible, and it's been 2 weeks, so. Yes, sorry. Give me my lunch. Excuse me. Fried rice with tofu, it's almost all gone. I realized that up until this point, you guys have obviously seen me work a lot, but it's all been at the home. I actually leave my house a couple times a week, typically, for work-related things. And today I have a session. So in my brain, I was like, I'll just take them on the session. But I realized I should probably explain what that is before I go do it. Since I probably won't be like, I can't film any of my actual like show, obviously. That would be a huge content security violation and probably I would get fired. But I will explain to you what it is and show you as much as I can once I get there. But basically, as a post-production supervisor, I sort of manage the finishing of picture for all of our shows. Today, for example, I am making last minute fixes on episodes 2, 3, and 4. So episode 1 picture is done. All visual effects are in, it's color corrected. All we have left to do is QC it. The mix isn't done, so we can't QC it yet. 2 is almost done, 3 is almost done, and 4 is almost done. Last time I watched them down for my own personal QC in UHD, I caught a couple little things. We have an in-house VFX artist, he fixed them. Today I am dropping them in, and what that means is like, how do I explain this? So you film a TV show in like ultra high def, 8K, whatever we shot. I think we shot in 6K, but regardless. And that's like, and then you get the raw footage off of the camera files. Our dailies team, when we're in production, processes the raw footage and sends the clips on tapes to our post house. And they send our post team, our editors, proxy files that we edit in, because if our editors were editing with the uncompressed raw camera files, their computers would crash every other second. It would just be impossibly slow. So our editors cut in proxy files that are created by our dailies team. And then once we've locked a cut, meaning that our editor's done his cut, the director's done their cut, the producers and showrunners have done their cut, the studio network have given their multiple rounds of notes, and the cut is locked, done. Picture cannot be changed. Well, it can be if people want to really piss me off, but theoretically picture will not be changed. Then our assistant editor sends the cut over to our finishing house with an EDL, which is an edit decision list that gets spit out of the Avid. Avid is an editing media software that is used in the professional industry. And our finishing house takes that edit decision list and matches the proxy clips from the cut to the original camera masters, so that every offline or proxy clip gets matched to the online or original camera master footage, so that when I go in to view it in the camera house, I'm watching it in UHD, the camera masters. And then when we do visual effects or whatever, we can approve them in the Avid on the offline. But then I have to drop them into the high-res, the online, so that they're part of they take the place of the file that was the original camera master, the new visual effects shot that was built off of that original camera master. And of course, like in any given show, there's anywhere from like 20 to 400 visual effects. At least in the show that I'm on right now. Sometimes every single shot is a visual effect if we're talking like a sci-fi heavy VFX show. Sometimes almost no shots are visual effects. Although in this day and age, that's super rare, especially with like cell phones and TVs and stuff. There's always going to be some visual effects. Even in the show I'm doing right now, which is a period piece that takes place in the 60s, and there's not a lot of technology, there's still TV screens and a lot of green screen stuff and a lot of modern cleanup, because they obviously shot it in 2020 and it's supposed to take place in 1962, so anything shot outside, there's a lot of visual effects. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So today I'm dropping in little technical fixes. So VFX can also be done, sometimes they can be done in finishing, like our online editor can take care of things like split screens or speed ramps, like sort of in Avid effects that the editor put on the clips in the Avid that did not translate in the online, transitions, speed ramps, fluid morphs, split screens, stuff like that. Sometimes they can be done in online, Sometimes they cannot be done in online. They're too complicated, so we kick them to visual effects. In our case, we have a visual effects artist in-house, so it's just easiest for him to take on those shots. So there was just a couple little things, and in fact in one episode it wasn't even technical fixes. We just caught one of the actresses, you could see her wig line, so it was just little things like that. So I'm doing that on 2, 3, and 4, and then theoretically if I check it in UHD, and again this is where it's a little rough working from home because the quality of the image that we see on our computers is never going to be the same as the quality of the final image. So sometimes things look great in offline on our computers, and then they don't look great when I drop them in. So I'm gonna drop everything in, check them. Assuming everything looks great, then 2, 3, 4 will be done, and 1, 2, and 3, 4 will be done, and hopefully I can QC those next week and we can deliver by the end of the year. Then I'm also checking the online of 107. So 107 was an episode, our 7th episode, locked last week. It was online last week, and so now I go in and I just check the split, which basically means that they are going to split the screen in half, and on the bottom half will be the reference file from the Avid, so like the QuickTime export that our editor or assistant editor sent to the picture house, and on the other half of the screen will be the linked online actual show, the original Camera Masters. And I'm just watching the episode down to make sure that the original Camera Masters matches the reference, because like for instance we had an episode where the metadata in the clip did not link to the right clip in the online, and so one thing was playing on the reference and something totally different was playing on the online. So I'm watching for obvious things like that. I'm also watching for little errors within the camera files because everything is digital, so sometimes you get a dead pixel and sometimes you get like framing issues where like the camera glitched a little bit. That's not that common, but it does happen, and it's also what I'm keeping my eye out for. I'm also keeping my eye out for the assistant editors usually give me a list of in-Avid effects that they did not send to VFX to see if they could translate in the online, so I'm also making sure that those go through. And it's not just me. The online editor who did the online, you know, will take note of any discrepancies, and then I'm watching it down with our active online editor who has an incredible eagle eye, and he usually catches things before I do. So all of these eyes are going to be on it, and then afterwards I'm even going to send the file out to our assistant editor so that they can do their own check, just to make sure that our episode is our episode and there are no major issues barring the missing visual effects, and of course it will not be color corrected today. So I'm doing last minute fixes for 2, 3, and 4. I'm checking the online for 107, and then we got a huge batch of visual effects that we approved yesterday for 106, so I'm dropping those in. And that's my session today. So I just wanted to give you like an explanation of what it is that I do at these things, and I will be finishing my lunch and heading over in about an hour, and I'll be there all afternoon. It takes a while, and also it's in Burbank, so you know I gotta get my ass up there. I'm back. I haven't gone to my session yet. I ran into a work related issue that I wanted to talk about because like I'm vlogging and my life is my job. We have an actor from one of our episodes who lives in New Hampshire, and that's exciting for me because I'm from New Hampshire. Anyway, long story short, we have to bring him in to re-record one of his lines, and there are no ADR stages in New Hampshire. He lives in Amherst and I'm from Manchester. They're not too far away from each other. I've been looking everywhere trying to help my coordinator find an ADR stage in New Hampshire, and New Hampshire has really let me down. So we have to come up with some other thing, which is not a big deal, but thought I'd share that. I was very tickled. New Hampshire has literally never come up in my job in the last like 6 years, so it was kind of exciting. Now, before I leave to go to my session, oh wait, I have to just remember something I have to do. I'm going to start planning for my Big Bear trip. So I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to Big Bear. I'm leaving tomorrow actually, so I'm doing my laundry today. Tomorrow I will pack, but I am going to set up my packing list right now. I'm insane and I like to organize things. So for every trip I take, I make a travel itinerary with all of my reservation numbers, my confirmation numbers, any plans that I actually have like laid out, and then a column for my outfit for the day. And so actually Sierra's producer sent me a kind of similar looking itinerary for the trip, which is super helpful because it'll help me make my itinerary. But mostly I just make it so that I understand like what I'm doing, and then I link the document in my calendar app so that if I ever need to like access what my plans were, I can. Here's an example of the travel itinerary I made for my last trip. I'm not going to show it on the screen because there's a lot of personal information, so I'll put it here so I can block out the personal information. Anyway, I'm going to make one for Big Bear. Actually, probably by the time I'm editing this, I will have made it, and that's going to help me figure out what I want to wear and thus what I'm going to pack, and thus making packing go like that tomorrow. See you at my session. I'm sure. I doubt anything else will come up before then.
10 version 3.
Yes. So right there is where the fix was, and it's so hard because I feel like the motion blur on that pan is so, like, it messes with my eyes every time. But when the onions, like, drop out of the bag on the table, I think that's where we were seeing, like, a lot of jittering. So that was what the fix was. And I didn't even look at this in the Avid because it's so not seeable on Evercast.
Okay, so here's the previous version.
Yeah.
Here's our new version.
Oh, well, that seems much smoother. And then there's no, like, artifacting on those onions. I just, like, something about that shot messes with my eyes so badly.
Yeah, there is a lot going on. It's hard to track.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what QC has to say about that one, but it felt a lot smoother when you A/B'd it with the previous version.
Yeah, 57, 10, version 3.
Yes.
Track is better.
Yeah, that looks better. All right, y'all. 7:15. My day's almost over. I am just addressing some notes I got on the video I did for Sierra earlier this week. Only 3 notes, and one of them was from the brand, so that's excellent. And I'm almost done with that, and then I'll send that back to her. And then like usual, my brain is fucking mush right now. So I'm gonna do this, and then I got another Disney thing I just want to knock out tonight, and then I gotta switch my laundry, and then I ordered food, so that's on the way, so I don't have to think about that. And then I gotta watch Hawkeye's episode 3 tonight. My session went really well, like super well. Honestly, could not have actually gone any better. And now I have 4 episodes of Picture done. All 8 episodes are locked. All the way through episode 7, the online's been checked and everything looks great. I am just, work is going really well. And I got a really exciting potential work news today that I'm just like so excited about. I think like I was so excited about that while I was at my session. My brain was turning to mush. So all that being said, bye for now, maybe, or for the whole video. I don't know. I'm so pale. I'm like breaking out like crazy. Tomorrow I gotta get an oil change.